Hello students, welcome to today's session where we will be discussing about Euclid's geometry. Already we have seen in our previous video what is Euclid's geometry, who invented it, how this came in picture, what are the things related to this. Now to have a short recap regarding the previous video, we had discussed about the axioms and postulates which were related to Euclid's geometry. Now what difference did we find in axioms and postulates? Axioms are nothing but estimations in mathematics generally universally accepted by everyone, and it is associated with normal mathematics. Regarding postulates, these are also the estimations which are done, which are given by Euclid and are related only to geometry. Now, one question must be arising in your mind: what is the practical application of axioms and postulates? Now, in today's session, we will be taking up few problems which will be solved using axioms or postulates. Clear? Now, let's take up the first example which we are going to take. Now, the first example says, everything equals itself. You need to justify. Clear? This statement is to be justified. Now, how can you justify the statement? Now, recall all the axioms which we have learned so far. Among those, one axiom states that if two things are equal, and they are, or you can say if two things are same and they are equal, so this is nothing but application of superimposition. That is, if two things are equal, they are same. We have already discussed in our previous video regarding this point. This says if two things are same, let two triangles be same. See, this is one triangle and this is another triangle. Now, when can you say that these two triangles are same? The easiest thing is when you superimpose, means you keep this triangle over this triangle and you are not able to see the below one. Right? It is exactly the same. Then we say that they are equal. So our statement is justified by saying that if two things are same and they are equal due to superimposition, our statement is justified. Now let's take second example. The second example says if P plus Q is 6 and P is equal to R, show that R plus Q is equal to 6. See, P plus Q is equals to 6 and P is equal to R. Show that R plus Q is equals to 6. Given that this is a condition where P plus Q is equals to 6, P is equal to R. Now, we know our first axiom where it is said that A is equals to B and B is equals to C. Hence, A was equals to C. If you remember, A is equal to B and B is equals to C. Therefore, you can say that A is equals to C. Then, using that means we are substituting the value of P as R. So, simply we get R plus Q is equals to 6. Or, what is done is P plus Q is equal to 6. Clear? Now, P is equals to R. That is, substituting here as P is equals to R. You can write R plus Q is equals to 6. Only thing required here is to recall the axiom and state it properly, that because of this axiom we are saying that if this is equals to this, we are getting R plus Q is equals to 6. Clear? Now, so let's take apart for example. where triangles are given. One which is having the same common base. Let this be A, D and C. Here it is A, B and C. This is your angle 1 and 2. This is angle 3 and 4. Clear? Now it is given that if angle 2 is equals to angle 4 and angle 4 is equal to angle 1, prove that angle 1 is equals to angle 2. Now, to prove this one, angle 2 is equals to angle 4 and angle 4 is equals to angle 1. We do not know anything regarding the triangles. We have two triangle, triangle ABC and triangle ABC. The angles are given there. Angle 1 and 2 are same. Angle 2 and 4 are same. 2 and 4 means these two angles are same. And 1 and 4 is also same. Now, what we want to know is, we need to prove that angle 1 is equals to angle 2. Again going to the first axiom where it says that A is equal to B and B is equal to C. The simple requirement here is to state the axiom, and due to that axiom we can conclude that angle 1 is equals to angle 2. Clear? Now let's see how to write it practically. Now to write it practically, what we need is, given angle 2 is equals to angle 4 and angle 4 is equals to angle 1, using Euclid's axiom. What is that? It is things which are equal to the same things are equal to each other. Simply stating this axiom and mentioning that 2 is equals to 4 and 4 is equals to 1, therefore angle 2 is equals to angle 1 or angle 1 is equals to angle 2. Now when you see this question, you would be thinking that how to solve and how problematic it could be. But if you use your previous knowledge and your axioms applications, it is very easy just to state it and solve the problem. Now let's take few more examples where we will be seeing the. Now the next question is, solve the equation x minus 10 is equals to 25 and state which axiom do you use here. If this statement state which axiom do you use here is not given, then it is basically a question of 6th standard where linear equation comes in the picture and you can use some steps to solve this. So you can see that x minus 10 is equals to 25. Now the easiest step, if you recall using your previous knowledge, is adding the opposite of minus 10 on both the sides. That is, when you add 10 on both the sides, the equation becomes x minus 10 plus 10 is equal to 25 plus 10, which leads to, this becomes 0 is 35. So this is the only solution which we can do here. Clear? Even using your previous knowledge or in your class 9th also. Now what do you want to state? It is, state which axiom do you use here. Now can you recall and tell me which axiom we are going to use? We are going to use that if equals are added to equal, if equals are added, it's equals be added. Equals be added to the equal, the whole are equal. Means the statement says if equals be added to the equal, means we are using this LHS and RHS. If equals are added, what equal we are adding? Plus 10 to both the sides. So if equals are added to the equal, the whole are equal. The resultant which you are going to get is the same. Clear? Now you have seen that how easy it is to use the axioms. Previously you might be thinking that what are the practical applications and why the axioms and postulates came in the picture. Now using that, our solution becomes very easy to solve. Let's take up our next example, where if in the given figure, see this is your figure, this is a line segment, we'll try to cover all points over here, P, Q, R and S. Given that PR is equal to QS, see, PR is equal to QS, okay? Then, what we need to show is, if PR is equal to QS, show that PQ is equals to RS. Now to show that PQ is equals to RS. Now if you see it very clearly, this is your part, that is PR. Clear? Now is equal to QS. This is your QS. Between P and R you are getting Q. And between Q and S you are getting R. So if we find what is common, see this is QR and QR is common. Clear? We are getting QRS common. PR means this is your PR, Q is the point. Then we have QS, QS we have this point. What we need to prove is PQ is equals to RS. Clear? PQ is equal to RS. So what is the common? Common is QR. Now, if the second step which we have seen, the second axiom in this, if equals be subtracted to the equal, the whole are equal, the remainder is equal. We have already gone through that. So PR and QS are given. So what we are going to subtract is PR minus QS and QS minus QR. So if you subtract QS from PR, sorry, QR, we are subtracting QR. So if you subtract this QR, this is being subtracted. If you subtract this, you are left with PQ. Clear? And if you are subtracting QR from QS, this is subtracted. So what is left? RS. Clear? We have proved that. The only thing in the bracket you will be mentioning that if equals be subtracted to the equal, the remainders are equal. Clear? Now let's move to the next example. Now the next example says that this is a triangle. Let the triangle be A, B and C. We have 2 points P and Q. Given in the question is, what it is given, AB is equal to BC and AB is equal to CQ. Now you need to prove is RTP, that is required to prove is BP is equal to BQ. Given as AB is equal to BC and AP is equal to CQ. So this part is same. We need to prove that BP is equal to BQ. So what we will be doing? We will be again taking AB is equal to BC as the statement. Clear? And if you observe AB and where equal is given as AP minus PAQ, AP and QC, we need to prove this. Now, if equal quantities are given and you are subtracting equal, what is left with you? See, if 5 is equal to 5 and you are subtracting 2 from both the sides, you are going to get 3 is equals to 3, which has already been seen in our previous example. That means when equals are subtracted from the equals, the remainder are going to be the same. Now we know that AB is equals to BC, this is given, that is 5 is equals to 5. And AP and CQ are same, they are equal. You need to prove that BP is equal to BQ. So what will be subtracted? You are subtracting the equals from the both the sides and you will be getting the same one, that is if you say that AB minus and BC minus. Now what exactly to be subtracted is, you will be subtracting AP on the side and you will be subtracting CQ from the other side. You are left with BP and BQ. Clear? Now this can be used by the axioms, or you can state the axiom here that if equals are subtracted from the equals, the remainder are same. Then, or you can take the equation AB is equal to BC as equation 1 and AP and CQ as equation 2. Clear? When you are writing this AP is equals to CQ, in the bracket you may write that given that AP is equals to CQ. Clear? Or else you can subtract equation 1 and equation 2. That will be AP minus AP is equal to BC minus CQ. Now BC minus CQ is BQ and AP minus this is BP. Clear? This or this, both are, this is from the given equation where you are not stating the axiom, but here you are stating the, you need to state the axiom that because of this axiom you are going to get this one. Clear? Now, so moving, we're coming to a next example where it is, if A, B and C are 3 points on a given line and B lies between A and C. So we know that A, B, C are 3 points on a given line. It is clear from the statement that these 3 points are collinear points. Okay. Now draw a line where A, B, C are on this. We need to read the entire question first. Line, and B lies between A and C. So this is B, here it is A and here it is C. Clear? This is your given. Given that there is a line in which A, B, C are on the line and B is the point between A and C. Now you need to prove that AB is equals to AB plus BC is equals to AC. Now if you see that AB plus BC, what do you get? When you add AB, you are adding this part and this part. Clear? What you are going to get exactly? See, if I say that this is a marker having 3 points, let A and C be the end and B is the 1 point or between these two. If I remove this and I say that this is your BC and this is your AB. Now BC is separate and AB is separate. When you are joining this, what exactly you are getting? In the initial statement I said that this is a line representing a line having A and C as the endpoint. B is somewhere in the middle. Now I am breaking the line. This is your BC and this is your AB. Now I am joining these two. What you are going to get? I am going to get the same line AC. Now from this we know that one of the axioms which we have read before applies on this. Now if the thing coincides with the given one, it means again superimposition, a statement comes in the picture and we say that AB is equals to AC, that coincides with this and mention the statement here. Hence therefore AB plus BC is equal to AC. You need to mention the statement here. That's all, your work is done. Clear? Now taking the next example, if we see our next example where if a point C lies between A and B such that AC is equals to CB, required to prove is AC is half of AB. Now we know that C lies between AB, so we have done it here. Now AC is equals to CB. Now this point AC is equal to CB. Now taking from the given one, given AC is equals to CB, and what we need is, if you Observe it. If you take this one here, that is twice of AC. As AC is equals to CB, both are equal. If you write AC twice, it will come as twice AC is equals to AB. Now, how to get it in the picture? We need to add AC plus AC on both the sides. And we will also mention that if equals are added to equals, the whole is equal, or axiom. So this becomes twice of AC is equal to CB plus AC is nothing but AB. Now, what we will do is, now we have 2AC is equal to AB. We will be dividing the equation both side by 2, or if half of equals are equal, one more axiom we have, that means 2 by AC half and AB half will give you AC is equals to half AB. Hence proved. Remember, in geometry part, when we are talking about, or in this Euclid's geometry, when you are solving your problems, do keep on practicing mentioning the axioms and postulates while writing, as I have done here. So I always keep on pressurizing that keep the theorems and the statements mugging up, because these are going to be repeatedly, continuously used in your next successive classes or chapters. So it's always better to keep a habit of writing what exactly you are using. You know what you are using. Please don't use any type of shortcuts, because shortcuts leads to problem. You should be very much aware of what you are practically using and applying in your question. Let's take up next example. Now seeing the next example, where in given figure, this is your given figure, PQRS as a polygon. Now it is given that angle 1 is equals to angle 3 and angle 2 is equal to angle 4. Also angle 3 and 4 are same. What you need to prove is angle 1 is equal to angle 2. Again recalling, and you need to prove that angle 1 is equals to angle 2, that is given. Angle 1 is equal to angle 3. Clear? 1 is equal to angle 3. Also given angle 3 is equals to angle 4. Can you recall something? Can you apply any of the axioms? Yes. The first axioms where it says that A is equals to B, B is equals to C, hence A is equal to C. So using this, when you are using this, by given these two, you can say that angle 1 is equal to angle 4. And you will be mentioning the axiom here. The entire axiom in the bracket, that when equals are equal to something, they are equal. The exact statement needs to be mentioned over here. Like A is equals to B, B is equals to C. A and B are equal. The part of one is equal to the third one, B is equals to C. Hence we can say that the first and third are equal and the entire statement needs to be mentioned. Now we have 1 is equals to 4 and given that angle 2 is equals to angle 4. We have angle 4 as common. So again here A is equals to B and C is equals to B. Clear? We can say that angle 1 is equal to angle 2, removing the common from both the sides. Okay? Now see how easy it is. Now only practicing the statements again and again without any error. All the axioms and postulates to be mug up, and using that we need to solve our problems. We have seen the practical applications of how to apply, but please do remember to mention each and every statement correctly without any mistake. We know that we have already done these types of things many times, and I regularly pressurize, even when the identities and factors were going on, I explained every time that whenever you are using a particular identity, do mention what identity you are using. So repeatedly writing the identities, axioms and statements makes you perfect to state the axiom whenever it is required. And we very well know that maths needs continuous practice and keep solving your problems. Also, you can refer many other textbooks where you can get a variety of questions to be solved. Now we will be ending our session for this for today, and thanks for understanding and keep practicing the problems.